Okay, so we finally reached a video where we're going to start talking about the writing section for class 9 and 10 students. For your board exam 10 standards, this comes under section B, which is called Expression, a writing section. For the 9 standard students, this is a kind of introduction to the 7th lesson from your textbook. Okay, Le Carnaval, because that lesson is entirely in the form of a letter or a postcard. Okay, so before learning to read and understand the letter, we need to learn how to write it in the format of a letter and what all goes into it. Okay, so that's why this video is coming up for the 9 standards. For the 10 standards, this is a 4-mark component for your board exam. You've done it last year. This is a revision for you and a clarification on the format and other technicalities in case you're not sure. So now the first thing you need to know is it is called une lettre or une carte postale. A letter or a postcard, it is the same thing. Okay, so there's no need to be panicky when you see une lettre because you've learnt it as carte postale, yes, but they are the same thing. The format is the same. So we call it letter writing, postcard writing. It's the same thing. Okay. Now in the question you will be given this. You will be given who is writing the letter. Okay. You will never write your own name for the letter. You will always be given someone's name. Okay. We are not supposed to disclose your identity. Then you will be given where the writer is writing from. Okay. Either where he's staying or if he's on holiday somewhere, and you will be given the exact place from where he's writing from because you need to include that in your postcard. Then to whom it is being written, because you need to say dear someone, right? You need to know who that someone is and why it is being written, because that you need for your body of the letter. Okay, so these 4 things will compulsorily be given in the question. This is all you need, in fact, from the question. If there are any other side details given to you, you would do best to ignore them because those are simply distractors for you. Okay, this is the format for your letter writing. Stick to this only. Okay, you have to write the place in the right corner, the place, comma, and then the date. Okay, I will give you the detailed technicalities about the format in the next slide. Okay, so you're writing the place followed by a comma and then the date. Okay, this dotted line is to leave a line. Then you write the salutation. I will tell you how later. Then you leave another line and then you start with the body. Now when we say body, this is not English letter writing. Your level of English is much higher than your level of French. So in English you may be able to write 3, 4, 5 paragraphs also, but in French you are sticking to one single paragraph. Okay, remember, the less you write, the more you constrain yourself, the less chance of making mistakes and therefore the less chance of cutting your marks around. Okay, no one is looking to see how much you can write. People are looking to see how accurate you can be when you write. Okay, as long as you're concise, crisp, and the mistakes are as minimal as possible, you will get your marks. Okay, so you're writing only one paragraph, not more than 5 to 6 lines. If you're able to go to 8 lines, very good, but don't cross that. Okay, then you are writing only one paragraph as the body. Then you leave a line, you subscribe, you end the letter, and then you write the first name of the writer. Only your first name. Letter writing for 9th and 10th is only as informal letters. So you will only write your first name. Just like you do in English, when you're writing an informal letter, you never write your surname. You will only write your name. The starting and the ending comes on the right side. The rest happens on the left hand side. Now, some few technicalities that you need to take care of when you're writing the letter. Okay, when I said date, here you do not write the word date. Okay, you will have to write the actual date and not in number format. Okay, so supposing it's 20th June, don't write 20.06.2020. Don't do that. Okay, you'll have to write it in words. The number you can write, but the number, and then the month. Okay, the month has to be written in French. The first letter of the month is not capitalized in French. Okay, please make sure you note that, because in English we do capitalize, in French we don't. Okay, so that is an orthographical error if you do that. Okay, now this is something you can prepare for. So the moment you know when your exam is, learn how to write that particular date. Okay, don't leave it to chance. Then how do you do the salutation? You have to write cher and then you have to write the name of the person. Okay, so if you're writing to someone masculine, you will use cher, C-H-E-R. If you're writing to someone feminine, you will use C-H-E-R-E, accent on the first T, cher, which is the feminine version of dear. Learn this properly. Okay, masculine and feminine are different. Now, there are 2 kinds of informal postcards that you're writing. One is when you're writing to people who are of your age. One is when you're writing to your elders. Okay, so how do you approach this situation? When you're writing to friends, siblings, cousins, that is when you're writing to people of your age, okay, your peers, use only the first name. Okay, so when you're writing to your peers, do not use their surnames. Write only their first names. If you are not given a name in the question, make up the name. Okay, don't write cher ami or chez cousin. Okay, that sounds a little artificial. Okay, so if you're not given names in the question, make up names and write. Okay, only the first name, no surnames after cher or cher, whichever gender it is. Okay, so the second approach is when you're writing to an elder, you will use their familiar names. Okay, like mamo, papa, grandma. Okay, so if you're being told to écrivez une carte postale à votre mère, you will never write cher mère, right? When you're writing to your mother in English, do you write dear mother? No, right? You write dear mom or dear mama, okay? Things like that. So you will write mamo, papa, grandma, grandpa, okay? Whoever it is. You will not write cher père or cher grand-père, things like that, okay? They sound very artificial. So stick to the familiar names. And obviously, you will not use their actual names because they are elder to you, okay? Then how do you subscribe? How do you end the letter? When I say subscription, I'm talking about this. Okay, before you write your name, what do you write? Amitié or amicalement. Both of them mean lovingly. You choose one and write, whichever one is simpler for you. Amitié or amicalement. Please don't write both. Okay, either of the two works. Then use a comma after salutation and subscription. Okay, we are being told to use a comma here. This is not English. Okay, please use your commas wisely, appropriately here. Only after salutation. So here you'll get one comma, and here you'll get one comma after amitié or amicalement, whichever one you choose to write. And obviously between the place and the date, you will get a comma. Now, when I say place, you are only writing one word. Okay, don't sit to write your whole entire address. But don't write Panjim Goa. Don't write two words. Just write one word. Write either Panjim or write Goa. Whatever you are given in the question. Just write one word as the place, comma, and then the date. Now, when you're ending, as I told you before, you will end only with your first name. Okay, you will never write your surname. Now, this will be given to you in the question. Sometimes to trick you, you might be given the surname as well. So please don't be gullible to that. Write only the first name. Okay, so this is the basics on how you go about. Okay, now when you're talking about the body, what do you do in the body? That was all the technicalities of the format. Now, what do you do in the body? You will have to ask how the receiver is, obviously. Okay, you cannot directly plunge into your topic. So if you're talking to an elder, you will say comment allez-vous? Okay, how are you? If you're writing to your friend or your brother, you cannot say comment allez-vous, that's too formal. You have to say comment ça va? Okay, how's it go? Or you can say ça va bien with a question mark, informal greeting. That is up to you to decide. Okay, use your better judgment and decide whether you're writing to an elder or whether you're writing to a peer. And then after that, you can say j'espère que tout va bien. I hope that everything is going well. I hope that everything is fine. Okay, j'espère que vous êtes en bonne santé, that you are in good health, or tu es en bonne santé. Okay, things like that as your opening lines. Then, since you are only writing one paragraph, that much is enough. You jump straight into your topic. Three things that are commonly asked for you, okay, are invitations. You have gone to a place for a holiday, so you're describing that place, or you have visited a festival or an event or something like that, and you're describing that. These are three famous kinds of questions which come for board exams. Okay, so prepare accordingly. These are the kinds of things that you will have to write for these topics. Okay, these are just pointers. You can use them if you want, or you can use your imagination. Just make sure you're sticking to simple vocabulary and sentence construction. The end of the body, it is one paragraph only. Okay, so the last two lines will be écris-moi quand tu as le temps. If you're writing in the tu form, it will be écris-moi quand tu as le temps. Or if you're writing for the vous form, you're writing to an elder, écrivez-moi quand vous avez le temps. Okay, again, it's your judgment to decide which person you're writing. If you're using comment allez-vous here, you will have to use écrivez-moi. Okay, stick to the same tu or vous, whichever one you've chosen at the start. Carry on with that, persist with that same thing for the entire letter. Otherwise, it looks a bit jarring. Okay, and then you can say something like mes regards à tous, mes bisous à tous, okay, kisses, love, okay, to all. So this is the way you have to frame your body. Now we've seen all the technicalities of how you go about writing a letter, okay, the format and the body points. Now in the next video, that is part 2, I will discuss with you a sample letter. Okay, I'll give you a question and I will solve it with you. And then I will give you some practice questions which have appeared in past board exam papers. Thank you. Let's see you in part 2.